Hello, I'm Tami Roberts. If your beautiful home here on the Eastern Shore has been on the market and just hasn't sold, I get it. I know exactly how frustrating that can be. So let's talk about one of the most misunderstood parts of this whole process: negotiation.
It's a question that keeps so many sellers up at night, right? Why does a process that really should be straightforward so often just stall out or fall apart completely? Well, it often comes down to a huge misunderstanding of what's really at stake.
If you're reading this quote and thinking, yep, that's me, please know you are not alone. That feeling of exhaustion is absolutely real, and it can make you vulnerable and maybe even lead to decisions that don't truly serve you or honor the real value of your home.
But here's the thing. That exhaustion, it doesn't have to lead to a bad decision. The truth is, those traditional high-pressure negotiation tactics, they just don't work in the luxury market. There is a much, much more effective way forward.
So this is our starting point. We have to reframe negotiation entirely. It's not a battle of wills, it's a calm, clear conversation. This isn't about winning or losing. It's about getting to an outcome that feels right long after the papers are all signed. Let's be honest, your home is so much more than just an asset on a balance sheet. It's a vessel for your memories, your legacy, your aspirations. A successful negotiation has to honor that. It's just not about the numbers, it's about the story. This right here, this gets to the absolute heart of everything. A buyer isn't just buying a property, they're buying the feeling of their future life there. And you as the seller, you need to feel respected and certain as you close one chapter and get ready to begin the next. So to navigate this complex emotional landscape, we really need a better map. A truly successful negotiation acknowledges that value exists on three distinct but very interconnected layers. We have the practical, the emotional, and then the identity layer. Now, here's the problem. Most negotiations get completely stuck on that first one, and they totally ignore the other two, which is exactly where deals fall apart. So, the practical layer. This is the foundation, right? The data, the price, the terms, all of that stuff is absolutely essential. But these are just the mechanics of the deal. They are almost never what makes or breaks it. Okay, this is where things get a bit more nuanced. Both you and the buyer need to feel heard. You need to feel respected. If either one of you feels dismissed or minimized or pressured, the walls go straight up, and the conversation just stalls, even when the numbers make perfect sense. And finally, we get to the deepest, most personal layer of all, the identity layer. The final decision, it just has to feel right. It has to align with your values and truly honor the next chapter of your life story. So how do we actually navigate these layers? Well, it's not with force, it's with attunement. This means really listening, not just to the words, but to the tone, the pace, the hesitations. It's about sensing the emotional temperature of the conversation and responding with grace and with understanding. This slide really lays out that fundamental shift we're talking about. We are moving away from a contest and into a conversation. We're replacing pressure with presence, and we're swapping out a purely transactional mindset for a transitional one that leads to dignity and alignment for everyone. Just remember this: any agent can apply pressure, but a steady, calm, confident presence, that's what gives everyone the space to make clear, grounded decisions. It invites cooperation instead of creating resistance. So what does all of this lead to? It leads to our ultimate goal, an aligned outcome. This isn't just about getting your home sold. It's about arriving at a decision that truly brings you peace and certainty. Here's a powerful truth. Most of the real negotiation work is done long before an offer ever comes in. It's done through intentional pricing, through compelling, story-driven marketing, and through a presentation that connects with the right buyers on a deep, emotional level. And this is what success really feels like. When the process is handled with care and with that attunement we talked about, you aren't left wondering, what if? There's no second guessing. There is simply a quiet certainty that you made the right decision, one that's aligned with your values and your future. And if you take one thing away from our time together, let it be this. The goal isn't to fight for a price or defend a position. It's to help the right buyer truly understand the unique value and the story of your home. When that connection happens, negotiation becomes a natural, steady step toward closure. Selling your home is a big deal. It's closing one chapter and beginning another. You absolutely deserve for that transition to be handled with the care, the dignity, and the calm that it deserves. So if you're ready to move forward with a new sense of clarity, your next chapter is waiting. Go ahead and click to watch the next explainer, where we'll cover the practical steps you can take when your home hasn't sold. Thanks so much for watching.